Hello everybody, welcome back to another video in my science lab. And as you can see, I got a test tube rack out with a little test tube that we should not use. So as you remember from last video, if you've seen it already, we got a beaker for waste and a beaker for distilled water. And speaking of distilled water, I'm running low, so I'm gonna give it a good refill real quick. There we go. And it's a good idea to keep the distilled water jar clean, like covered up when you're not using it. So let's clean this up and we'll get started. There. So as you can see, we've got a test tube that, isn't clean. So I'm gonna take out my test tube brush like this, and I'm gonna clean it up real quick. If this thing even fits, which, oh yes, it does. That's good. Okay. Let's add some more water. Shake it up, and then we'll stick the brush back in. Now, it's a good idea that for every single experiment that you do, after you need to clean your tools and supplies. And don't forget to label anything that you've opened or made. So we'll put the cleaned one back, and then we'll put this one, a clean one, in. So as you can see, we've got this, which is a bottle of C20H14C4. I don't even know how to pronounce the proper name. But we will need to stir it up, as the solution itself should be pink. So I'm going to take out my glass stirring rod, and I'm going to stir it real quick. So let's take that out. And you need to keep that clean, so I'll stick it there. And we'll put it in, and we'll stir it around. Okay. There we go. As you can see, it's starting to turn slightly pink. But it looks like to me that we do need a little bit more of the powder itself. So I'm going to take this plastic funnel, and I'm going to stick that in. And as you can see, we got a bottle of this thing. So I'm going to pour some in, like around that much or so. Get some water in. The parts are stuck out. There. And we will stir it. Now, as we're letting it stir, I'm going to take out this bottle that you've seen me shove away earlier. It's labeled CaOH2, calcium hydroxide. So let's carefully open this, because you don't want to disturb the sediments that are inside. And we are going to take a little bit. So I'm going to take out my glass pipette, which you can see here, and I'm going to take out a slight little bit. And because this thing is alkaline, you need to be careful with this. Like, don't get it into the plastic part of the pipette. So let's squeeze that in, and that is all I'll need. So we'll close it up. We'll put it where it belongs. So do not put it anywhere near babies or pets, as this thing is not very good for your health. And as you've seen me earlier, this material that we have here, I will drop a little bit in, and this cork comes with a pipette, so we'll take some of that, And you got to make sure that the liquid itself doesn't go into the pipette itself. That's not enough. Okay, you got to be a little bit careful doing this. There we go. I think we can take a little bit more. There we go. That's 2 drops. Exactly 2 drops. So as you can see, it is now turning a magenta, pinkish, purplish, whatever you want to call it, color. As you can see, this thing was almost clear. So let's give it a little shake. There we go. You can see a magenta colored liquid. This is now, if you do not know, C20H14C4 is an indicator, meaning that it will change its color due to pH levels. Now, this thing, if you pour vinegar into it, it will not do anything because this indicator is only sensitive to alkalines, which are things higher than a level of neutral, which is 7. So it has to be 8 or something higher. Now, calcium hydroxide, which is a liquid I just used, is alkaline. So that is why it just turned a magenta color. Now, if you were to do this with sodium hydroxide, another very strong alkaline, it will also work. Doing it with baking soda can also work. Now, I recommend you try that, and tell me the results down below in the comments. And personally, I actually think this is very interesting. But this indicator is actually used for many experiments that we'll be doing in the future. Like testing how alkalinic is the metal rubidium. Now, I will talk about that later, but for now I want to thank you all for watching. Wish you all a good day, stay safe, and thanks for watching. And do not forget to keep an eye out for more videos in the series Junior High and High School Chemistry.